Welcome to Positive Talk Daily. Click on the bell icon, get notified when we go live, post new videos. Subscribe today to get cool content like this. Today on Positive Talk Daily, should you upgrade from, say, an iPhone 11 to the iPhone 16e? What are the differences? Looking closely, the iPhone 16e is similar in design to the iPhone 12 or the iPhone 11 in overall dimensions. The iPhone 11 gives us two cameras, an ultra-wide and a standard 12 megapixel, and the dimensions are pretty much similar. Looking closely at these two phones, they look a lot similar. They both have the same 6.1-inch Retina HD Plus display. They both share the same dimensions. The only difference is the notch is a little bit smaller on the iPhone 16e than it is on the iPhone 11. Loading times are very similar. I can show you right here that loading certain applications like Facebook and just regular, everyday, apps are not going to be much different. Let's say, let's load the App Store real quick. You'll get an idea. Like if I load the App Store on the iPhone 11, it might take a few seconds longer. If I load it on here, it's asking me for a setup. Let me just redo that again so you can see it. Right there. So you can see that it's a little bit faster on the iPhone 16e. You are talking a A18 chipset versus the iPhone A13 Bionic chip that is from 2019. You're both getting the same selfie camera, which is a 12 megapixel front-facing camera. Both are capable of 4K 60. And you're pretty much getting the same 60 hertz refresh rate. The only difference is you might see a little bit of a difference in the timing of how applications open because they're both running 4 gigs on this one and 8 gigabytes on this one. So Geekbench numbers show it. You can see it right there. Just a few seconds here. They're both about the same. You can't really tell. Now, what are the benefits? Now, if you're coming from an iPhone 11, the big differences is here on this phone, you're going to be getting a larger battery on the iPhone 16e. You're getting a larger battery at 4,100 milliamp hour, a 4,005 milliamp hour battery. This one, you're getting a standard 3,000 milliamp hour battery. And battery life on a lot of these iPhone 11s are going to be reduced over time because of usage and stuff like that. The other thing is, the benefit of the iPhone 11 is you're getting two cameras. You're getting an ultra-wide and you're getting a standard 12 megapixel. Now, yes, the iPhone 16 does give you one camera that is 48 megapixel sensor, but there is no ultra-wide. So you may get better photos, honestly. But thanks to that ultra-wide, you might actually get better photos on the iPhone 11. You're getting sharper, image quality or pixels, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can fit in a whole lot. The iPhone 11 is going to give you an ultra wide, so that is a big deal. Overall, the iPhone 16e does give you that 48 megapixel lens, which is still pretty solid, and can do 2x zoom, which this one has as well. Overall, both have pretty sharp screens. Both get to 800 nits of brightness, so those are pretty even on there. As you can see, they're running the same type of software. iPhone 11 tends to overheat a little bit during gaming sessions, though, and you will notice that. Overall, should you upgrade coming from an iPhone 11 to an iPhone 16e? Well, that's really up to you. You're getting 5G connectivity on the 16e. You are getting longer software updates. You are getting a slightly faster chipset as well. If you don't mind having a one camera, I think the 16e is a good phone, and I think it is a worth upgrade over the iPhone 11, even though you're getting two cameras and stuff like that. Now, if you're coming from like an iPhone 12, you may not notice it in daily usage, but both phones do run just fine. The iPhone 11 is perfectly fine for daily usage, for loading weather applications, Facebook. You can still do all your, gaming with the iPhone 11. It's just going to be a little bit slower, because you're working with 4 gigs of RAM versus 8 gigs of RAM here. And the iPhone, the A13 Bionic chip, is not a slouch. You can expect Geekbench numbers around 1,000 percentage, compared to the 3,000 percentage you get with the Geekbench numbers on iPhone 16e, which is almost similar to an iPhone 16. Facebook tends to load a little bit quicker. I don't have Facebook on this one, but you can see that it's a little bit faster. Apps like this are going to load faster on iPhone 16e. You know, the App Store might take a few seconds here compared to there. Let's see how quick it is. See, it already loaded on here. So this one needs an update, but it did load a lot quicker. We'll do an update on that one. But you can see that, you know, overall, both phones are quite capable. What are the benefits of the iPhone 11? Well, you're getting the same look. The design's pretty much similar, as you can see. If you have an iPhone 11 case, it's probably going to fit the 16e. You're getting the same brightness at 4,000 nits. You're getting stereo speakers. You're getting a pretty decent look here on the iPhone 11, so it's really not much different. You're just getting a slightly larger notch on the top of the iPhone 11 as well. Battery life is going to be better on the 16e because it's 4,005 milliamp hours. You're going to get a slightly faster chipset at the A18 chipset. You're going to get 8 gigs of RAM, plus you're going to get Apple Intelligence, which you can't get on here. You'll still get Siri, but it's not Apple Intelligence. So you will be missing out on things like that. You also get 5G on here and much more. The camera seems to be a little bit better on the iPhone 16e. You're getting a 48 megapixel sensor and much more. You're still getting 60 hertz refresh rate, but if you're coming from an iPhone 11, just wait until the 17 comes out because these two phones look identical. They almost run identical. It's just, if you don't really care about 5G connectivity, then the iPhone 11 is really not a bad way to go. For Mr. Positive Live, I'm Mr. Positive.